I've always dirtied everything that I found. This ain't no different, so look at you now. And baby, cut yourself, baby.
Hello everybody, I'm very pleased that I can present to you today my Ferrari 250 GTE. This car is a member of the famous Ferrari 250 series, which was produced in the late 50s, beginning 60s of the last century, and it included many famous race cars, sports cars, street cars. One of the most popular would be probably the 250 GTO, which was sold in an auction for $50 million, I guess, in the year 2013. And this car was obviously a small run because it was built for homologation purposes. But all of the cars from the Ferrari 250 series had one thing in common, and that was the engine. It was a Colombo 250 engine, which is a V12 3-liter engine. Very successful because in that time it was very light and very powerful. It gives an output to this car of 250 horsepower, and the acceleration is amazing considering the car 60 years old. It's making 100 kilometers in 8 seconds with a maximum speed of 230 kilometers per hour. My particular car behind us has a production series 4323, and it has the Ferrari Classica certification, which is confirming that this car is matching numbers as it was built in production. And the 250 GTE was a very successful model of the Ferrari 250 because it was produced almost in 1,000 pieces. It was very successful commercially and financially as it supported the emerging Ferrari Scuderia racing team. And needs to be also mentioned that this car was very popular with Enzo Ferrari because he said that he needs a car which he can drive together with his chauffeur, his wife, and his dog. Well, as in many past purchases of cars, I think there was playing the destiny and luck and fortune. And in this purchase, I saw the car, I liked it, and it was a part of a project where I changed cars in my garage, and I liked especially the fact that it's a sports car, iconic sports car, but it's a family car. And as I have a young son, 7 years old, who loves cars, and I have a wife, we just like to spend time together enjoying this car. So, I mean, no one other car, classic, historic car, is able to fulfill those needs. So, I mean, for me, it was like a clear cut, the purchase. I bought this car in the year 2019, and the car was originally supplied in March 1963 by a French official dealer to a French customer. Then it moved to Italy, and from Italy through Sotheby's auction to Germany, and in Germany I was able, with the great help of Sibylle Thomas, which is the owner of Thomas Sportwagen, official dealer of Ferrari in Dresden, to acquire this car for my garage. Well, I mean, yeah, it was not so easy because I used to I used to have Porsche, and I like really the brand before, and I used to have 3 old Porsche, quite valuable, and in this deal I swapped those 3 cars for this car. Obviously paid some top money on it, but you know, that was a little bit of a complication, but as I said, you know, the owner of Thomas Sportwagen helped me a lot in this car swap, and everything moved fine, and yeah, everybody was happy in the end. Well, Ferrari, I think it's a lifestyle. I like it very much because I'm a businessman and I admire Enzo Ferrari, who built basically from scratch such a legendary brand. It's amazing. And obviously it's a combination of sportiness, of motorsport success, of the joy of driving a perfect machine, but also of the Italian style, the design, the timelessness. If you look at the car which is 10 years old and you see it, but if you look at the Ferrari car which is maybe 20 years old or 60 years old, it's a timeless piece. And obviously it's also about emotions and about lifestyle experiences, because Ferrari is doing a lot for its customers, and so you can experience, you know, a lot of things. You know, have a dinner in the restaurant where Enzo Ferrari was dining with his workers, or you know, have an experience on a racetrack. So yeah, it's really a complex lifestyle. Yeah, it was very funny because when we received the car, we decided to go, my family, to go for lunch, and we drove, and then it was close to the place I live, but unfortunately on red light the car wouldn't start. And obviously it was very embarrassing, but on the other side people were attracted, they're trying to help, you know, to jump start the car, but it was not working. And there was a police car coming, you know, helping with cables, and finally we could start the car. And it was so funny because I was thinking nothing, but I wanted to say thank you and gave the police a little bit of money, and obviously I didn't realize that it could be considered to be like a bribery in official, so he jumped away, and I realized that I apologized, but it was quite funny, the whole situation. And then, you know, we drove off and everything was fine. Well, currently my emotions are a little bit bittersweet because, you know, what's going on in the world, where some bureaucrats are trying to dictate, you know, what you should use. I think this should be decided by the market, and I think they're just destroying, you know, the backbone of the industry, which was built for many years in Europe, and hopefully this will come to an end and will change, because I believe the market needs to decide which direction to go. But for me, driving a car is not only to go from point A to B. I think for me it's a big piece of freedom, and it's enjoyment. Like a little boy, I love cars, and so yeah, I love it. It's entertainment. Well, dreams. I have dreams, but right now, in particular, there's no specific car on the horizon I'm dreaming of. But you know, it changes very dynamically with time, so ask me next year, you know, I don't know.